obviously not the result you wanted. Beyond that, biggest takeaways from this one?
Going to have to process this one, yeah.
What's going to go into that? How are you going to process this one? What's going to go
Well,
into
I want to look at the tape. I want to see, at surface value, we didn't throw the ball over the plate good enough to win the game. I would imagine we probably didn't win the strike throwing contest from what it feels like. You watch the tape, you try to get more details of the thing. There were some things that I thought we did very well tonight. Some things obviously we didn't do well enough, and we didn't play well enough to win the game. They did. Every time we scored, they scored. Credit to them.
Big picture, when you're struggling, your bullpen's struggling to throw strikes, how much can you deal with kind of day by day in practice to try to fix that, and how much really takes a longer arc of time to really feel like you can get guys dialed in where they need to be?
Well, you can have it in both. It's you can't. Experience is something that you can't make up experience, right? Experience, tonight, for example, Cole Stokes, the experience he's taken out of tonight is a very positive experience. He came in, he got the guy out when we needed him to do it, and it was a tremendous deal. Santiago Garcia, tremendous experience. Others didn't have the same good experience of going out there and being as good as those two guys were tonight. And so I guess that's my best answer for that.
Again, another bullpen collapse. Are you running out of arms at this point, trying to see what guys can do? Because it just seems like a different candidate every time this kind of happens.
Well, we're doing everything that we can to be able to put people in situations to succeed right now, and we're obviously not doing a good enough job of it. So,
you feel like you left Featherston out there a little too long, even after the infield single for an RBI?
No, he's got two seeing eyeballs that get through the infield. No, Ryan did a tremendous job with what he had, and no, he deserved those opportunities.
What about offensively? You feel like you could have done more to create more runs as the game progressed? 9
should be enough to win. I think that's pretty simple, but it wasn't enough to win. And so, yeah, the answer to that question is yes. We need to. When you need to score 11 to win, then you need to score 11 to win.
So, Sanford, just what do you think of him? It seemed like he made some mechanical adjustments as he's been taken out of the rotation. Just how do you feel like those kind of paid off today?
It was okay. He's out there competing. He's got he's a young guy with a good arm. He's out there competing. He had some moments of really good, and he had some things that I'm sure he wants to clean up.
There was a lot of small ball tonight, some successful bunts, some unsuccessful ones. How important is that area of your game going to be when Oregon State comes to town this weekend?
Well, for anybody, you got to be able to execute to be able to win tight games. And overall tonight, I thought the offense did a nice job of executing what we tried to do. But ultimately we didn't score enough runs.
It's up Oregon State coming to town. I guess this is our weekly media to get that out of the way. But what have you seen from them, specifically on the offense with Ivar, Cad, and Turley? And just what have you seen from them overall?
Well, they've got a balanced team. They've, I don't know that they're perfect. I don't know that I've seen any team out there that's a perfect team. That's for sure. But they're a good team, and you're going to need to play well to be able to beat them. You're going to need to be able to limit free bases and do stuff like that, or else, beating good teams is difficult. This last weekend, we beat UCLA 2 out of 3. We limited free bases, and the results were positive. But we got to find enough people that can do that to where you can beat the good teams, right?
Given the quality of the opponent, given it's a rivalry, given the atmosphere that should be here, particularly Saturday, what kind of opportunity is this for your group this weekend to really kind of dial some?
It's a great opportunity. Down the stretch, we've got teams that you can control your own destiny in the Big Ten Conference, and overall with RPI games and stuff like that are huge. So, yeah, it's tremendous to have good teams down the stretch with the schedule, because it gives you an opportunity to do a lot of things.
You've told us that you expect leadership from everyone. You expect everyone to step up as a leader. What does that look like between now and Oregon State?
Well, staying together, right? When you come off of a hard loss, it's hard to, one instinct could be not to stay together, and so that was encouraged to where we don't do that. You win and lose as a team. It's never on one person. You win and lose as a team, players, coaches, everybody. It's just, it's not fun being on the wrong side of it, that's for sure. And so from a leadership standpoint, you're just asking everybody to act above the line and be with their teammates, especially ones that had rough nights, because, in baseball, you're probably going to have a rough night if you're playing baseball at some point in time. And, I think doesn't matter if a guy had a rough night tonight. It's going to be coming down the pike for somebody to have a rough night in the future. So, remember what that's like and be there for your teammate when maybe a teammate doesn't do well.
Does the run rule loss from last weekend almost help with that? Because you had the tough loss, you responded well and won what we said was the biggest game of your season to that point. Does that being so recent help you guys respond from a different kind of loss?
No. I mean, any win is in the left-hand column, and we've got a lot of those, and we don't have as many losses, which is great. Those are in the other side column, and so they all sting at the same level.